Pearl Harbor. The surprise bombing of U.S. military ships in Hawaii by the Japanese in an attempt to cripple Americans in future battles. It was an attack that would stir the U.S. into action and eventually help push them into joining the Allies in World War II. In the wake of this violent confrontation, widespread anti-Japanese sentiment began to brew among the American public. This led General John DeWitt of the U.S. military to formulate an idea, which after lots of convincing was signed and issued as Executive Order 9066 by President Roosevelt 3 months after the bombing. The order called for all Japanese Americans, 2/3 of whom were native-born, to get rid of all belongings except for what they could carry and gather near their homes for relocation to designated sites near military bases. Families had to sell their homes and almost all assets for a fraction of what the actual value was. The sites they were forced to move to became known as Japanese internment camps. There were a total of 10 camps located in 7 remote locations in the U.S. Many people ended up in ones which were repurposed racetracks or fairgrounds, and they were forced to live in stables or cowsheds, which became very dirty and crowded. There were frequent food shortages and poor sanitation, and resulted in sickness among those in the camps. The internment camps were supposedly used to protect the Japanese, but the guards were aggressive towards the Japanese and would shoot them if they tried to escape the camp. In the camps, all adults, no matter what job, had to do some kind of work for $5 a day. The most common jobs were farming and factory labor. The children were required to go to school. Camps ended up becoming small towns, with schools, jobs, post offices, and other features typical of a small town. In 1944, the Supreme Court ruled in Endo v. United States that Japanese internment camps were unconstitutional. The people held in them would be released. However, few would choose to return to their original homes due to fear of hostility. The U.S. eventually gave out $20,000 settlements to survivors in an attempt to right their wrongs. Japanese Americans would continue to struggle due to widespread anti-Japanese sentiments and often face discrimination. Second round of hardship, even after the doors of the last camp closed in March of 1946.